My whole Twitter feed is filled with loops and agentic loops. Like literally everyone is writing articles, everyone is trying to figure out what it is, trying to explain how it works. So it started like 10 to 15 days ago when Boris, creator of CloudCode, so basically he said that he's not even prompting code anymore. He's writing loops that prompts Claude to figure out what to do. And that is the next transition. And after this, Peter, the guy who built OpenClaw, told literally the same thing. Here's your monthly reminder that you shouldn't be prompting coding agents anymore. You should be designing loops that prompt your agents. Like everyone is arguing about only if I would get infinite tokens, but like, how do you actually do it? Oh my God. Like, uh, basically, there is no one properly telling how to do it. Everyone is trying to explain how to do it. Like I read like 10, 15 articles with complex ways they're telling how to do it. Like, and Jared Summer, the creator of Bun, also tries to say the same thing. Like right now, he doesn't think about prompting. He just thinks about how do I structure this into workflows so that he can work with as many parallel cloths as possible. So Peter, after a few days of posting this monthly reminder thing, also posted this small thing. Here's a simple loop. Tell Codex to maintain your repos, wake up every 5 minutes, and direct work into threads. And he used this orchestrator tool to do so. I mean, that's interesting. Now we kind of understand what loop is, what prompting agents to write loops is, like what's this whole hype about. Like, so, okay, but like every 5 minutes you wake up agent, like it works in parallel and like, tries to find bugs and fix them. It's kind of takes a lot of tokens. So probably we can do it like every 30 minutes, every 1 hour or so. But yeah, we kind of get what he means by that. So according to me, loops are like broadly divided into these two types. One is like what Peter spoke about, like wake up every 6 hours. I can't make it wake up every 5 minutes because I don't work at OpenAI and I don't have infinite tokens. So wake up every 6 hours. You find some bug, like maybe I can connect it to linear, or maybe I connect it to GitHub issues, or maybe like, I can connect it to intercom support and it figures out the bugs. It figures out if there is something new in these three. And then if yes, fix it, then run the test. So basically, before this, like this again new trend of loops, there was Ralph loops, which was already trending like 6 months ago and didn't go anywhere because it was creating slop machines. The main takeaway with the new trend is that we need to have like a proper way to verify if the agent is doing work correctly. So these guys are very big, like Boris, Peter, these guys are very big. So they might have some very strong setup to verify if the agent is running properly or not. If you just set up some basic end-to-end tests, I definitely think in long run, it can create a lot of slop. So the major point is this thing, like verifying when the agent can stop and when the agents needs to keep going. So that's the most important part. So, and it needs to be very objective. It should not be subjective because how agents are, they can hallucinate sometimes and they can like, context can get lost after some time. So basically this needs to be objective. This needs to be objective. So like there should be very fixed kind of nice ways to test, like maybe set up a browser agent browser, which goes and tests if the things have worked properly, takes screenshots and puts the screenshots into PRs. So you review it properly if the work has been done nicely or not. And a lot of things like that. And then once that's done, just leave it for you and you can review the PR and the loop repeats. So that's a basic loop. Like, and there's another kind of loop which is set up and let it build. Like this is what people have been talking a lot about. Like even during Ralph loops, like this is what people wanted to kind of achieve. Like you ask your agent to build some feature or build a whole product and you set it up overnight. It works like 3 hours, 4 hours, verifies multiple agent orchestrators and a lot of stuff goes on. In the morning you come up, there are multiple PRs and your product is pretty good and working. You built $1 billion startup overnight. So that's the thing people want to build. And it kind of looks like this, you know. Basically, it's kind of very simple. Like you send one feature, agent plans the work, then it sends it to other agent because like the thing is, if the same agent tries to plan like look lot and build it and same agent run tests, like I think it will context overload the same agent and it can hallucinate and spoil the agent. So one agent plans, then that different agent builds it, then a different agent runs loop, and then the agents communicate between one another. If done, then draft and graph kick off to next feature. So yesterday, basically, I wanted to build this app called as Don't Die. So you can see like everyone is trying to run agents, and if they close the lid of the laptop, it closes. Like, so we need to figure out if the agent is running while the lid is closed, and if the lid is closed and agent is still running, the agent should not stop. Basically, it should still keep going. So that's what I wanted to build. But like if I ask a single agent to build the whole thing, plan the whole thing, and single feature, like it's going to mess up a lot. So what I did was I built a graph. So I built this project called as YOLO, and it has graphs, features, it has state, so that multiple agents can understand what's going on, what's done, what's not done. So it kicks off a graph, and this graph depends on one another. So agent one will create the project, like, you know, base project, like set up the Swift app and everything. Second agent will look for permissions, research about permissions, how permissions are done and everything. And like once the basic setup is done, there can be three agents working in parallel, one looking into permissions, one building the UI and stuff. After that's done, then these three agents will finish, and then there will be one more last agent which will be verifying the work of these three, and then one more agent which will write tests. And yeah, basically that's how whole project is built. So like I just asked my Claude to write this loop for me, or write this graph for me. So it built this graph. It kind of shows like graph looks like basically one agent will, these are the nodes, like bootstrap the scaffold and power core parallelly, and then detection agent, and then UI, then integration, then verify, and like, you know, properly like see how things are worked, which is blocked, like blocked by this, depends on bootstrap, depends on bootstrap, depends on bootstrap, and this also depends on bootstrap, then this depends on power core, helper, detection, UI, so that like the graph is properly like orchestrated and stuff. So this is the project I built, and you can use it too. So if you want to run your own agents, just go to this repo, Swaraj Bachu / Yolorun, and install npmig Yolorun, and then you can install this skill. Yeah, basically you can install this skill and npm skill at Yolorun, then ask your agent to build a loop to build some feature for you or build some big project for you, and let it run. This ran like for 1 hour, 2 hours, and it built the whole thing. I mean, like, honestly, I feel like it can still be a bit sloppy. You will still need to like go back and iterate, but I think it will get better over time. So this is kind of the space which it's kind of going into, is what I'm thinking. So yeah, that's kind of it. Like you send a feature, agent builds it, run test, done, then graph kickoff, next features, agent 1, 2, 3, then finished agent after that. They share state files between them, and everything runs parallelly. It can also run in workspaces, but if you're building a graph, don't run it in a workspace, because like the whole thing needs to depend on one another. So if you're building single feature, you can run it in an isolated workspace and build a graph or something. So yeah, that's kind of it. Like it has a lot of features. Like it can build graph, it can build like a lot of stuff. And one more thing, which is, okay, so what about goals? What about Codex goal feature? How does it work? I think Codex goal feature is the worst thing. Like I feel it creates a lot of slop, like because it's a single like context window and a single goal thing. So basically what happens is that your single agent keeps on waking up, sees if the goal thing is done, like how close are we, and keeps going. Like I feel it creates a slop like anything. Like it's the worst slop machine you can create. So I think goal is something you need to use only if the feature is not too big. Like basically I would rank it on a scale like this. So basically, I would look at it like this. If you're having very small feature, go for the goal. Like basically, you need to specify the goal to in a very, very good manner so that your codex or your grok agent doesn't create slop. And if the feature is little smaller, not too big, has like some big multiple features thing, then you can just use YOLO run feature, which I built. And then if you want to build like overnight, you want to set your agent and forget, you want to use multiple agents, like you can use Claude for review, you can use Codex to build some features, you can use like Claude to build front end, Codex to build back end, like go parallelly, then Claude reviews, Codex work, like a lot of big agent orchestration and looping at single time. Then YOLO graph is the best thing because it has like, it's kind of like agentic loop OS. So you can do a lot of stuff with it. And you can also like create these, basically you can create these kind of loops with YOLO. Like you can ask your codex to create you a loop which wakes up every 6 hours, checks for if there is any new GitHub issue, and ask it to fix it. Then basically it will do like spin up a new work tree and fix it and create a PR for it. It will just do that. So basically Yolorun is kind of something I built, and it is out of the box, very good, supports all the loops. So I think you should give it a try if you really want to try this agentic loop engineering kind of stuff and everything.